Welcome to the channel, and for anybody who's come back, thank you for coming back to the channel. It means a lot to me. And before you even get into it, let's go ahead and hit that like button for me. It really helps the channel grow. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about episode 3 of The Mandalorian. Before I get too deep into it, let me just kind of go over what happened before real quick. And I don't want to be like those other channels that give you a huge recap. And so for anybody who hasn't seen the episode, obviously, spoiler alert, we're going to go over some spoilers. So with that out of the way, this episode, right off the bat, a little bit quicker, a little bit better than the previous episode. Episode 2 kind of let me down a little bit as far as tones and advancement of the story. This one picks up right after they get out of the waters. Bo-Katan asks him if he's seen anything down there. He basically was knocked out the whole time. So he takes a little bit of the water to take with him as proof. They head back up to the surface. They immediately get into a fight with some Imperial TIE interceptors, which are short-range fighters. It means one thing. There is a warlord in the area, a warship in the area, coming after Bo-Katan and the rest of her tribe. So they did a quick little dogfight. They get him back to the N1, get his ship, skedaddle on out of there, hit into hyperdrive. From there, the story sort of diverts. So basically what's happening is the New Republic is having a reintegration from old Imperial scientists into the New Republic. And if that sounds familiar, it probably should, because Operation Paperclip, that happened after World War II. American government was taking German scientists. So they're taking the best and brightest. They're bringing them over to the New Republic. And Dr. Pershing, we saw him last season, when that was experimenting on Grogu. So he obviously has seen the light. He wants to help the New Republic. He's slowly learning that the New Republic, they're not as bad as the Empire, but they're sort of crushing his hopes of continuing his work. He's a very promising scientist, and he wants to continue his work, but they said, nah, you're just going to sit down here. You're going to just sit in your little hole, and you're going to do your work that we tell you to do. Enter Shady Officer number 1. That's what I'm going to call her. She, obviously from the start, she has been foreshadowed to be sort of a shady character ever since we saw her before. And it comes as no surprise. She wins him over, gains his trust, only to trick him at the last minute into doing a mission that basically gets him his mind wiped. To see that happen to a character that wants to be redeemed and wants to do better and wants to do the right thing by the New Republic, that was sort of messed up. That's one of the darker moments of the series. And you got to commend the series for actually wanting to go that route and to be that dark, because up to this point in this series and in this season, it's been the shades of color are dark, but the show has been lighter. The show is not, it's been Disney. Let's put it that way. For them to go that far, try to create a villain that was that hardcore, that really sets you up for who's coming next, and that's Mr. Blueskin. So when Din Djarin and Bo-Katan land on the planet that the Mandalorians are now stationed on as a culvert, I think he calls them, they land as redeemed Mandalorians because they both have bathed in the waters. He takes his proof into the armorer. She tests the water that he's brought back, both redeemed, and they both get accepted back into the Mandalore. One of the first things you notice is that Bo-Katan is treating Din Djarin a lot differently now than she did in past episodes. As soon as she saw the mythosaur, saw that it was real, saw that Din Djarin wasn't just another religious fanatic, that he really believes in the cause, and she saw him differently. So she's treating him a lot better, a lot nicer. She's almost as if she's following his lead, but not quite letting him be a leader. When I say let him be a leader, I mean they're equals. Let's just put it that way. She sees him as just as much a Mandalorian as she sees herself now. There is no difference between the two. She sees him as a partner, as a friend, and as a fellow Mandalore. A few things I didn't like about the episode, because most of the episode I did really enjoy. I felt like this was a meatier episode. This episode showed a lot more promise about the future. This episode really amped up the anticipation for what's coming next, and I'm really excited for the next few episodes because I know should be coming, and this seemed like the true start to the series, because the first 2 episodes were a little bit slower. The first one I liked, the second one I didn't really like. It was just dark, couldn't see much, didn't really do much for me, but this one is much better. I'll probably give this one about a 7. But a few of the things I didn't like, as I said, the switch between stories. I sort of wish that the Doctor could have gotten his own episode and let us have this Mandalorian episode, the story with him and Bo-Katan, as his own separate episode. I don't know if maybe constraints on the season made it so that couldn't happen. Most of it was dedicated to the Doctor and Miss Psychopath on the other side. So it really felt like there was 2 episodes shoved into one, but we really didn't get much out of the other one. We'll see where things go from here. Did you see the episode? Did you like it? Do you like where this season's going so far? What do you think is going to happen next? What did you think of this video? Did you like it? Let me know down in the comments. And if you did like it, slap that like button. It really helps out the channel. And until next time, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming back. And as always, take care of each other.